Okay, so I installed this Drow Sport cam cover heatsink yesterday with the crank vent. I mostly need it for the crank vent since I have the big bore kit, and it was pushing a lot of oil up the crankcase vent. It didn't come out the oil filter, but I could see the oil was getting up pretty high up here. So I decided to remove this little baffle cover here, and so I don't know why they put that there, but if you have any oil collecting down at the bottom here, which probably does whenever the engine's running, it'll probably puddle oil down there, and then that will push the oil up the vent up there. So I decided to take that out, just remove that, and then that way the oil stays down here and any pressure would just push up the vent hole there. And then I noticed there was less oil coming up here, so yeah, I think that's a better option than I don't know why they put that little baffle cover there. So, and that's that. And I did notice there's a engine temp drop around 5 degrees, and I've heard that people say just venting the crank will drop some engine temp, so I don't know how much that came from venting the crank versus the additional heatsink on it, but the heatsink I think is pretty substantial. I've seen there's a little heatsink that goes on the little caps here. I think this is definitely a lot more surface area. And I was worried that this wouldn't fit the newer generation motor with the temp sensor here, but it looked like it fit fine. Plenty of clearance there. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good upgrade if you have a big bore kit. So I ran a clear hose, that way I can see how much oil is pushing up the tube there. Also see if there's any condensation and stuff like that going on in the oil. And the filter is just zip tied up here. And the factory crank vent, this is the line right here, and I just have a little nipple filter at the end of it there to vent out. I do have a little filter like this, but I just decided to use that little one. It seems to work pretty good so far. I don't see any oil getting out of it or anything like that. And you can see some oil being pushed up the line right there, some right here. I haven't seen it go past like this mark up here, so, and that's after riding it a while. And I haven't seen any oil dripping out of the filter, so I don't think it comes up that far.